So I made a video last week and I said, here's how you can prepare for Prime Days. I spent $2,500. I said, I'll make a video whenever Prime is done and let you know how it did. So here's my video. How did it do? Definitely some bad takeaways. I would actually say, and look, the egg is on my face, that it did not go as expected, but there were some definite bright spots that opened my eyes to a couple of things and really kind of gave me some insight into where I want to take things whenever the next Prime comes around, because I don't think that it's for on-site videos anymore. It's at least standalone on-site videos. So I'm going to get into all that, what happened, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and where do I go from here. If you don't know, I'm Rob, been in the influencer program for a year and a half. I'm here sharing tips, tricks, and advice. These are things that I've learned along the way, both good and bad, as you'll see in this video, to help you make more money in this program. So if that sounds good to you, like it's in your wheelhouse, hit the subscribe on this. And if you find that this video is actually helpful, or that I'm cute or funny, or you take pity on me because what these numbers are going to look like, whatever it is, throw your boy a bone, hit the like button too. I like likes. I think I'm your Amazon influencer guy. Let me first show you, these are the products that I bought for Prime in preparation for Prime. Now remember, everything that I bought matched my criteria for what I would normally consider to buy and make videos for. So we're talking about only one brand video, no influencer videos in the upper carousel, and it has to allow influencer videos in the upper carousel. As we've talked about before, not all categories do. And then it has to have a sales history, a heartbeat that people know that it exists. If it matches those, I am typically interested, and if it's not a big assembly project. So everything that I bought matched that. It was all on the list that Amazon put out. Now, it was 89 total products here. $26.46 is what I spent. Here's the price per product, which harder to say than I thought. These top 19 were creator connections. This is what the Y is for right here. And here's what the commission rate was, just for my own benefit. Now, I did not put how much I earned on each of those individual items that I bought that were in creator connections, because creator connections, as you know, they delay reporting on that, so I don't think I have all the numbers in from that quite yet. It did, actually, this is going to come up in a little bit. This was actually one of the bright spots, because even though not everything is reporting, I still saw a significant jump with my Creator Connections earnings. I'll show you that in a second. But if we talk about the other products, the non-CC type of stuff, here's what I paid for stuff, and here in column E is what I've earned over the last 7 days. That's the 2 Prime days and the 5 days after, because I want to give stuff time to ship. And it is not good, folks. I'll just say it. It's not good. I spent $162 on this item. I've made 25 bucks on it so far. $130 on this monitor. I've made $2 during the last week. $64 here, $6 here. It got so bad that I finally got to the point where I decided to stop doing this, because it was just too much. I couldn't emotionally handle it. You can see several things. I spent $42 here, $40. I made nothing over Prime Day. Now look, these things are also long-term products for me anyways, right? It's stuff that if I had seen, I still would have pulled the trigger on it under normal circumstances. I just wouldn't have done it all at once and spent $2,600 to do it all trying to prepare for Prime. So individually, the products did not pan out anywhere near close. Now remember, I'm just doing on-site. I'm not promoting anything. I'm not sending people to Amazon from a blog from a blog I am, but that's another story. I'm just doing on-site videos really here. So it just did not work out. And I'm going to come back to that at the end of this video and talk about on-site videos' role in Prime going forward, and how I'm going to change my approach to what Prime is. So that's the first thing. Let me show you something else, some actual numbers. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to show you how much I actually earned on just off-site first from this October Prime Day, and I'm going to compare it to the last Prime Day in July, because there's some interesting stuff here. So this Prime Day, remember, again, it's the 2 Prime Days and the 5 days after, to give things time to ship out. 28,000 clicks, 8.42 conversion rate. Both of those are interesting, because 28,000 clicks compared to what happened in July, 10,000 more clicks, but my conversion rate actually went down. I think part of the reason for that is my clicks went up significantly because I have gotten into a specific niche on some products where people watch videos a lot. They just tend not to buy those products very often, and I've really ramped that up over like the last 4 or 5 months. So I think my increase in clicks and then ultimately my decrease in conversion rate is coming predominantly from that. I mean, I did get more clicks this time because I've done more videos. I did these targeted products for Prime Day, even though they didn't have a huge impact. It's still a thing, but I think generally that huge jump is because of that particular niche and those products I am doing there. For this particular Prime Day, the 7-day period, $23.95 items shipped, $83,000 in shipped revenue, and $2,005 earned for those 7 days. Now, if we look back in July, I had 2017 items shipped, so I shipped out more this time, right? I also had a higher shipped revenue than I did back in July by $12,000, which is really nice to see. So I shipped out more product and a higher dollar amount, but I only made $100 more, not even $100 more. My theory for this is that back in July, I was actually making more money because a couple of the products that were really hitting were seasonal pool products, and they had a higher commission rate, and a couple of them popped, specifically like some pool vacuums or something. So I think that what happened there is I lost some of those higher commission categories because the season's gone basically, and I'm not getting those there. So that's sort of like my general thesis at this point early on of why I shipped 83,000 in revenue but only made $100 more. I think I'm just shipping more revenue that's probably at a lower commission rate is my guess right now. We'll see. So, I mean, I still made more money on this Prime Day compared to last Prime Day in July, but to be honest, I don't feel like it matched the effort I've put in over the last several months, certainly over the last couple of weeks. So a little bit of a disappointment there, even though the numbers are still good. I just didn't see the jump that I thought I was going to get. Now, for me, one of the big aha bright spot light bulbs of this Prime Days was the Creator Connections and the products that I had bought specifically for this Prime Day that were part of the Creator Connections, those 19 that I showed you on that list before. For Creator Connections, what I did here is I just calculated total earnings. So I did the 7 days again, 2 days at Prime, 5 days after, and then the week before that, because I wanted to know what my jump was from the week before to actually Prime Week. And then I also took the week before that, so 2 weeks ago. So I'm going week, comparing to Prime Week. So Prime Week, where I ended up at, was $666.10. Now, I think that number is actually not representative of what I actually made because, as you know, Creator Connections does not report very quickly. In fact, sometimes they can be 3 or 4 days behind. So something that maybe actually shipped out a couple of days ago, like 3 days ago, may not even be showing yet on my sales data for Creator Connections. This is just what was actually reported. So 660. It may only be 3 or 4 days worth of data, but I'm still using it because this is easier to compare 7 to 7 to 7. So 666 compared to the week before, which was $448 commission. So, still a $200 and something jump. So I like to see that there compared to the week before that, which was almost $300. So I was already kind of on an upward trend, but certainly a much bigger jump during Prime Week. So where does that leave me now? What do I do going forward? Well, let me give you a couple of ideas. Now, even though I didn't make very much money back during this particular Prime Day, I do have some ideas for that, but I'm not super upset about it because these, again, were products that I would have done anyways. I just wouldn't have spent so much all at once, but they met all of my criteria for good products to purchase and do videos for. So I'm fine with these rolling for another 6 months and slowly making that money back. I'd rather it be faster because I spent the money, but these were still products that I would say were a green light for me regardless. The Creator Connections aspect of this really was a big thing for me. I really got more turned on to probably Creator Connections over the last probably 2 or 3 months, but this was one of the first times seeing sort of Prime Days and Creator Connections together, working together, how much you can really maximize some of that potential earning. Now, of course, I didn't make my money back, but I still saw big jumps there. And those campaigns that I accepted in Creator Connections for the Prime Days, they're still going for several more months, right? And so I'm totally fine. I'm happy with those. I think there's a lot of power there and a lot we can explore. And I'll be doing more videos on Creator Connections going forward, but working with Prime Days and Creator Connections, or just Creator Connections honestly on its own, because it has turned into a much bigger earning opportunity than I realized once I actually started kind of getting into it. Now, keep in mind, one of the things is, I do on-site video. My website's dead. Google killed it in 2023 with the helpful content update. If you don't know, or if you do know, you know exactly the pain. But, I don't really send much to Amazon anymore from off-site. And as I was going through this, looking at my data, looking at everything kind of happen, one thing is the types of products that I invested in here, they're not seasonal. They're not like Christmas toys. They're not Halloween stuff. They're not stuff for your yard. They're just like general everyday types of things. And whenever I put myself into the shoes of a potential buyer, is that what I'm going to Amazon for during Prime Days? You know what I mean? Like, I think that part of my problem was, and I said this on a previous video, that this category that I went heavy on for this Prime, I typically don't go this heavy. So I had a little bit of like nervousness about that, and it turned out that I should have maybe followed my gut on it a little bit. I'm glad what I did, but I think my gut was right. But these are products that just don't have a lot of like hype behind them. And for Prime Days, maybe that's not the best thing to do. Maybe you need something a little bit shinier to grab some people's attention. But from an on-site perspective, I also am starting starting to get to this point. I've been through several Prime Days now, and I see other influencers talking about on-site just doesn't do much of anything special. I don't know if on-site videos are really ever going to be heavily impacted by Prime Days. I think they sort of just are what they are. You'll see that little bit of a bump, but not what people are actually hoping to get. Part of me is kind of getting to this point with Prime Days where I'm starting to think that we should be taking those deals ahead of time, which is what Amazon wants us to do anyways, and go somewhere off-site and then pull people in, because then you're giving them specific types of items that you want them to go and take a look at, right? Instead of just like making a video for like this and going, I hope people end up finding it, whatever it is. Hey, check out this soccer ball. It's like 45% off, and you post it in your Facebook group that's got 5,000 people in it or 10,000 people or whatever. Maybe that changes the impact of Prime Days. But I'm kind of to this point where I don't think the on-site is it after what has happened here and what has happened with past Prime Days and seeing what other people are talking about. But I do think that there is value there. So I'm going to start to kind of shift my focus for Prime Days at least towards how can I do some stuff off-site to start to push some deals over towards Amazon. But overall, certainly a disappointing week for me. I didn't make very much money back. I'm fine with it because I'm looking at my sales data today. It's not Prime Week anymore, but some of those items are selling even just today. And so I'm fine with it going forward, but it was an eye-opening thing for me, and I'm really going to turn the corner on this. One is I'm really going to continue to embrace creator connections, both for Prime Day and just on a daily basis, because I think the earning opportunity there for on-site videos especially is huge. And I'm going to have to kind of rethink how I'm approaching off-site whenever it comes to Prime Days going forward. But you guys tell me, how did you guys do? Did anybody fare well? Did anybody just hit that Prime pump and you're living in the lap of luxury now? Or is everybody feeling a little bit of like disappointment again that things maybe just didn't do what we thought that they were going to do? One of the cool things about this program is there's so many different angles that you can take, so many different opportunities of ways that you can make money. Just because 1 or 2 or 3 doesn't work out doesn't mean 4 is not going to. So we're all kind of working through all of this together. So hopefully this was of interest to you. And if it was, maybe now hit the subscribe and the like. I've got a couple of videos up, especially regarding creator connections, like how to find all of your matching creator connections campaigns to videos you've already made for on-site videos. I also have with creator connections, I forgot what the other one was, and I just lost my train of thought. Go just subscribe and go search for Creator Connections in my account, and you'll find all of them there. Thanks y'all so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Tell me in the comments below how you guys did. Peace out.